When I reflect on life's deepest wounds, the loss of my childhood best friends echoes with a unique kind of pain. For 30 years, she was my everything friend. From sharing scraped knees on the playground to becoming my first responder in adulthood. My sister in everything but blood, she wasn't that. She was my sugar. We met at we were around 4 years old. We grew up together, sharing every milestone, from passing notes in class to holding each other through life's hardest moments. The end came when the cruel efficiency of the digital age. No heated words, no exchange, no dramatic fallout, just cold discovery of being blocked across every social media platform. 3 decades of shared memories, late night calls, and entwined life erased with a few clicks. The cruelest part, she never offered me the dignity of a goodbye, and that hurt. Through the whispers of mutual friends, I learned the reasons. She thought I had gotten rich and switched. When I opened my first business, the irony cuts deep. While she was constructing this narrative of my supposed success, I was awake at night wondering how am I going to make payroll, if I could cover my next month's rent, or how to stretch our resources to keep the business afloat. But she never asked. She never saw the weight of responsibility crushing my shoulders or the fear dancing behind my proud smile. No one prepares you for adult friendships that can end. Not with the dramatic flair of teenagers fallout, or but with silence. The peculiar grief of losing someone who is still very much alive. That grief of grieving someone that is alive is harder than if they die. But choose to become a ghost in your life, it's a special kind of heartache. When the friends who shared your lunch in elementary school, or as we call it locally in primary school, we knew you when your dreams were just crayons and drawings, misinterprets your first steps towards a betrayal of who you once were. They don't write greeting cards about the kind of loss. There is no social prescribed mourning period for a friendship. That evaporates. Instead, you're left holding memories that suddenly feel one-sided, questioning if the 3 decades of sisterhood meant as much to her as it did to you. And learning the hard way that sometimes people prefer to hold you in a box they've created for you rather than celebrate your growth. The pain runs deeper than this because she wasn't just any friend. She was my first friend, my childhood confidant, my sister, who knew all my secrets, all my hopes, all my fears. From that time we were small. She knew me before I knew myself. Yet somehow she decided my pursuit of a dream meant I had changed too much to keep her alive. When friendship ends this way, it forces us to confront uncomfortable questions. Why do some people interpret our growth as betrayal? Perhaps the real question isn't why they leave, but why they need us to remain exactly where we are when they met us, or exactly how we were when they met us. Is it possible that some friendships are meant to be chapters rather than the whole story, even when those chapters span across decades? And in the end, what hurts more, the loss of a friendship itself, or the realization that they prefer the memory of who you were to the reality of who you've become? How many of us carry similar wounds? The silent endings, the unexplained departures, the painful realization that sometimes the people we trust the most to celebrate our growth are the very ones who resent us. And how do we learn to honor both the beauty of what was and the necessity of what had to end? Leave me in the comments.